This is the Transformers Generations Titans Return Blitzwing, Thrilling 30 Blitzwing, and from the series Transformers Animated, we got Voyager class Blitzwing. 3 amazing Voyager class Blitzwing figures. Very, very awesome. We'll start them off in tank mode. You can clearly see at least these two do represent the sort of G1-ish styled tank mode of Blitzwing. This one is a little bit more Cybertronian. This one I think is closer to the G1, albeit there's too many parts sticking out. I have to say, out of the 3, I'm pretty impressed with the way the animated Blitzwing just collapses onto itself into a solid looking tank mode. But out of the 3, I think the most formidable looking one is this guy. The Thrilling 30 is a lot of spaces here and there, but the tank is a good mix of Cybertronian technology with Earth mode aesthetic. This one, however, just nails it with the G1 closeness or likeness of that old tank. It looks more like an Abrams tank than the original. I don't know what tank it was, a Hauser tank or something. But yeah, so all of them have their own qualities, and if I have to pick which one's the best in, I guess in tank mode, I guess it has to be this one. This guy looks like the meanest looking tank out of the 3. And this guy's the most solid. So the colors do represent the beige and the purple of the old original G1 Blitzwing. Now, they do have, Blitzwing has a second alt mode, which is the jet mode. Okay, so I guess we should start with animated, since it's the more difficult one to transform. Let me get rid of these rockets, these missiles. Okay, and the jet mode is a little bit disappointing with this figure. I'll tell you why. It's not as solid as a tank mode, but it does give off that aesthetic, the animated Blitzwing aesthetic, which I did like on the show. So let me just fix this. This is actually the worst part of the transformation into jet mode. The rear end of the jet doesn't tab onto anything. It just stays right there, just behind the tank treads. And it doesn't really fill in and tab securely into place, which is really a bummer. Okay, and then the flip out the jet nose cone, and that's it. That is the, I don't know what it is. It's a cross between Cybertronian, F-15, F-14, and then Cybertronian tech, plus the tank underneath. Kind of weird. I did like this aesthetic on the show, to be honest. It's just that I think Hasbro missed the mark with the engineering when it came with the toy. So, yeah, that's easily the worst jet mode out of the 3. Okay, let's move on to the Titans Return. I thought this was a pretty cool transformation and transition from tank mode to jet mode. He's got the pilot, which is actually the head. It's a Titan Return figure. As such, there's the Titans Return headmaster gimmick. Having pilot the tank and as well as the jet. So lift that up. Okay, you want to unfold the wings like this. Okay, come on. Put these tail fins down, and you're going to swing the shoulders, or at least the wing assembly. You're going to swing them around like this, tab them into place, and lock them in. Swing them out like that, and then tab them in. And then these tank bits, they're just going to fold back like this. This is probably the this is the downside of this figure. The tank treads aren't as hidden as I would want them to be. I mean, they're still sticking out at the back, but a big chunk of the tank treads are hidden underneath the wings and the tail fin. So I guess it's okay. I just wish there was a way to have compressed the tank treads better. Anyway, so the nose cone, the jet, you're gonna fold it out like this, and just before you close everything in, pop this nose cone out, fuselage. You can pop the Titan Master and have him pilot the jet. How cool is that? I thought that was the best gimmick of this figure. The pilot, the Titan Master, Headmaster, can actually fit and into the cockpits of both alt modes, especially the jet mode. I mean, how'd they do that? I thought that was pretty impressive, okay? And just collapse that gun. This is very G1 because the G1 toy had the tank turret underneath the jet. Very, very cool. It's a shame it doesn't have any front landing gear. Landing gear is right here. So very, very cool. Easily the best jet mode out of the three. But we got to see how this guy transforms, right? Into his jet mode. Okay, so fold this out like this. And then you want to just untab these. Attach. Like that. Rotate these arms this way and then just tab them back onto the turret. The fuselage of the nose cone is going to go all the way up like this. Attach them, stuck. Fold the tank treads in. I love the compression of the tank treads on this figure. Like that. And then fold them back up. Rotate. Rotate, fold these panels back like that, and then compress the legs. Okay, and then secure the legs onto these pieces. Fold out the wings. Here's a cool bit. Fill up the wing spaces. Okay, and then finally, there you have the jet mode of Thrilling 30 Blitzwing. One last look in jet mode for all three of them before we turn them into the robot mode. This one's properly transformed now with the fins and all that. Apologies for being for doing a lousy job on transforming this guy. It's been a while since I transformed him, but he's got some crazy transforming engineering. Easily not my favorite, but again, great jet modes. This one's obviously the best. The Titans Return Blitzwing wins it, I think, in jet mode. It has the best jet mode, I think, very close to G1, very solid compared to these two other ones. Now on to robot mode. Let's begin with the animated version. Okay, I split this, split the arms. Okay, the arms like this, the chest like that. Legs are gonna fold down like this. Go ahead and open up the feet. And then open up the feet. Okay. Let's fold this up all the way up like this. So that it's facing up like that. And then in robot mode, the cool bit about this figure, and I think this has the best gimmick, is the face changing gimmick. He's got the angry face. He's got the thinking face, or the hunter face. And then he's got the crazy face. And this is his default face. I thought it was pretty cool. It's a big looking Voyager class figure. It's very hefty. I mean, it's really such a nice looking big Voyager class, a Blitzwing. Voyager class figures were this big back in the day. I'm loving it. On to this guy. Okay. A little tricky transformation. Probably the worst transformation is this guy. I mean, not at all happy with how he transforms. I mean, I can understand why a lot of collectors have just given up on this figure, but okay. So let's do the arms. And the main contention, I think the worst bit of this figure are the shoulders. Like, they just don't want to tab in properly, and it just sucks that every time you try and move the arms, those shoulder tabs just keep getting undone. Okay, open up the feet. He's got a weird set of feet, very flat, platypus looking duck feet, but they're very stable at least. Okay, and then finally this one. Nope. Okay. And then I pulled up that head. Okay. And this one, I guess, can stay down. This. Now, the head of this figure also has that changing gimmick, and I thought it was pretty cool. Okay. Here we go with the crazy face. Yeah, crazy face, and then the thinking face. And this one just got carried over, I think, from the animated line. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I don't know how to put it back. Okay, I want to break it. All right. So the transformation for this figure is horrible. I think he's got the worst transformation. Robot mode. Aesthetic-wise, it's good, but that shoulder really did him in. I think this one will beat him. And finally, I think this guy has the best robot mode, in my opinion. He's closest to the G1 Blitzwing. Let's get rid of the pilot, because this guy's going to be the head of Blitzwing. You don't want to lose him. And attach the arms. Okay. Attach this bit. Fold that up. Fold that. This bit is going to do this. Wing assembly. It's going to flip back up in here. Then the arms. Just going to stay right there. Fold up. Fold. Fold. Fold up. Okay. Detach the legs. Open up these bits. Fold up the feet. Like that. That. So I'm going to fold it like this. Like this. Put it up this way. And then finally, I'm going to pop that head in. Right there. There's a gimmick right here. Kind of weird. Don't really know why they did that. But let's just snap those back down. And there you go. There is Titan's Return Blitzwing in robot mode. And definitely the best out of the three in terms of robot mode. The proportions are great. The G1 closeness and likeness and accuracy is right there. I absolutely love this figure. Now, I'm going to give credit where credit's due, because as a lot of you probably know, I had purged these three figures from my collection. But I was able to snag them again at amazing prices, okay? Let's start with this guy. This guy I got from a fellow collector on Facebook. His name's Carlo. Thanks, Carlo, for this one. He gave me a good price for it. This one was from another collector, amazing guy. His name is Marty, again from Facebook. And this last one, the Transformers animated Blitzwing, I actually got this one from my good buddy, John. Now, I had asked him earlier if he had an extra animated Blitzwing, because I know he never sells his figures. He keeps everything, including doubles. If he had a double of the Blitzwing that he was willing to part with, you know, for a good price. And he says, yeah, sure, I got a double. I got an extra one. Didn't have a box. It was a loose figure. I lost the box, but it's still pretty good. He says, how would you like it if I gave it to you for free? And I was like, what? Really? I mean, this thing is pretty hard to find nowadays. A mint box would probably cost like 38 bucks or 35, 38 bucks. And something loose should go for at least $15, $18. And he says, I'm gonna give it to you for free. So I was like, okay. And it was amazing. It was very kind of him. I felt kind of bad that he was gonna give it to me for free because I wanted to pay for it. So what I did was I baked him a special batch of my cinnamon buns. If you've seen I think I posted a short video of that, my cinnamon buns. I gave it to him. So we had kind of like an exchange. So cinnamon buns for an animated Blitzwing. I do hope he did enjoy those buns because I work hard on them. Anyway, so great figures. I'm still happy just to have them with me right now because a lot of memories with these figures. So there you have it, folks. I think these are still very solid figures. They're by no means perfect. Each one has its own flaw. The animated Blitzwing was pretty good. I love the gimmick in robot mode. I love the solid tank mode. It's a shame the jet mode, it wasn't as solid as I'd hoped it would be. The Thrilling 30 Blitzwing during its time was an amazing figure, but it does have its flaws in terms of stability in robot mode, particularly the shoulders. the convoluted transformation. Not as fun, but still, it has a great aesthetic in alt mode, both in tank mode and in jet mode. And it has the gimmick in robot mode that's been carried over from the animated line. I love that. I thought the colors were great on this figure. And finally, the Titans Return Blitzwing. This is still, I think, the best out of the three. The Titans Return Blitzwing just captures all the essence of the G1 Blitzwing. It's not perfect. There's a ton of kibble exposed in both alt modes, jet mode and tank mode. Robot mode was okay. It has that headmaster gimmick, which never really happened on the show, but still, a lot of the aesthetics, a lot of the transformation is very reminiscent of the G1 Blitzwing. So out of the three, I think he deserves to be the best. Second place goes to Thrilling 30, and sadly, third place for the animated. I think the animated could have used some work engineering-wise, particularly a more solid jet transformation. Now, we'll have to wait and see how these figures will hold up against the new Legacy Blitzwing. Once that arrives, I'll be sure to do a comparison of these guys, and we'll see if the new Blitzwing is the quintessential Blitzwing. It's the representative, the more accurate, and probably the best Blitzwing for the Generations line compared to these guys, or we'll see if these Blitzwing figures will be doomed to be sold off and traded in lieu of that new Legacy Blitzwing. Do stay tuned for my review on that one. Let me know in the comment section what you think of these three Blitzwing figures. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.